David is here today with his daughters, Lisa and Chardonnay. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you. And what's really remarkable about this story is a lot of times we don't know how we're going to respond in situations that require us to do things we're not used to. David, you were injured from this crash into the ravine, and yet you're foraging. How did you know what plants to eat? You're eating bugs and things out of the river. How did you figure that out? You're not a wilderness survival expert, are you?
I hate camping.
You really hate camping.
Now you probably really hate camping.
We never went camping.
Well, the first 3 days I was kind of still in shock. There was a body next to me from another gentleman that didn't make it. And so I actually wasn't hungry or anything for days. And I started getting hungry on about the 4th day, and I watched the bees, what they did, and I ate those flowers. Killed a bumblebee. He was bothering me, so I whacked him and tore half his body away because I didn't want to eat the stinger. I saw spearmint growing out of the water because there was a little creek running, and I love spearmint, so I ate 3 bushes worth, you know.
Wow. See, I wouldn't know what spearmint looks like.
Well, and that's why David's on, because when you encounter an accident like this, food is actually not the most important thing initially. It's the fact that you were near water was key. You need water to survive, and I know that you were drinking some murky water, but you knew that too. And I think that after you've taken care of hydration, after days and days, you do have to start thinking about what can I eat? So Dr. Ordon, talk us through some things.
David had some pretty good instincts, but there's so many things that you do want to avoid that you don't want to just grab and start eating. I mean, for sure, you don't want to start eating mushrooms. There's so many wild mushrooms that are highly poisonous. Wild plants that have an almond scent or have discolored sap, that is another telltale sign. A milky sap is well, that's probably something that, if not poisonous, could be toxic and make you sick. Other things, beans, bulbs, seeds, spines, fine hairs. So there's a lot of little things you need to look for. Any of those telltale signs, you probably wouldn't want to eat it. And you know, there's so many variety of plants that it's hard to determine what's edible and what's not. As an example, there's 2 3-leaf plants that I want you to look at here. They look so similar, you would think that you can eat one safely, but look how closely the strawberry leaf, which you can eat, which is safe, how similar it is to poison oak, which obviously you would not want to eat.
Wow.
I'm not sure if eating poison oak would kill you, but it definitely would probably make you sick.
In most situations, hunger or lack of food is not what's going to kill you. So if you're not sure, you do not eat things that you don't know if they're safe, because that can kill you within 24 hours, believe you me. But there is this thing called universal edibility test. This is a test someone else invented. I'm just going to show you what it is. But what you do is you take a plant, take its components. For instance, take a leaf off. Now, what you want to try to do is don't eat for 8 hours before you do this test. You want to test a small portion of it, maybe on the inside of your elbow or your wrist, to see if you have any reaction. After 15 minutes, you can actually put a little bit on your lips. Feel for any burning or itching. If you have absolutely no reaction and you think it's safe, this is a plant you already think is safe, you can actually chew a little bit, hold it in your mouth for about 15 minutes, wait 8 hours, see if there are any ill effects from that. At that point, if you've had no ill effects, the universal edibility test says that you can try it. Again, I'm not recommending this. I'm not saying to go do this, but this is one test that people will use in these situations. But if you choose wrong, you know, plants can kill you really quickly. David, we're so glad that you used your instincts to survive. Thank you for sharing your story.